Amazing young man who's here today who would like to share his thoughts on the man, the mission, and the dream. Luke Church, will you do me a real big favor and help me give a warm Luke welcome to Mr. Ronnie Williams, a student of Law Elementary School and a member of Miss Carroll's Talented 20.
Dr. King would assess our progress of his vision for America. I believe Dr. King would assess how America is progressing with his vision by comparing how it started with how it's going. In his assessment, he is looking for progress, not perfection. How do I think Dr. King would assess our progress of his vision for America? I believe Dr. King would use a method kind of like the STAR test. At the beginning of the year, the teachers give us tests to see where we are or what reading, math, and science level we are on. After some months of learning, they test us again to see how it's going. They keep a data chart to see if we have gotten better. There is an actual chart in our classroom that says approaches, meets, or masters. Let me explain. Approaches means you understand the goal, but you just have a few challenges. Meets means you passed the test and you're ready for the next level. Masters means you've exceeded the expectations. With that in mind, I believe Dr. King would use something like that to assess America's progress for his visions. Today, we will just look at how he would assess the progress of 3 of his visions: voting, injustice, and hate. But remember, progress, not perfection. How do I think Dr. King would assess our progress of his vision for America? Let's start with his voting vision. You remember when they made it darn near possible for people to vote with the test and poll tax? Dr. King had a vision to stop it. That's how we got the Voting Rights Act of 1965. Even after that, they were trying to scare people into not voting. So how's it going? On the one hand, data shows that 2020 elections had the highest turnout in centuries. Even in the pandemic, people waited in the hot sun with masks on for what seemed like forever. My personal favorite was the video of the Greek strolls to the polls. It was like the line to get into an HBCU football game. So surely Dr. King would grade that a master's, right? Unfortunately, as the data also shows that as of October 2021, 19 states already have laws that will make it harder for people to vote. I don't even think he'll count that as approaching because it's going the wrong way. How do I think Dr. King would assess our progress of his vision for America? Let's look at injustice. Dr. King said injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. I think racial injustice is a really big problem. 1964, there was violence against African American protesters fighting for their citizenship and rights promised in the Constitution. We know how it started: lynching, beatings, bombings, dogs, hoses, no consequences. How's it going? Well, I think he would say approaching. But remember, progress, not perfection. Finally, how do I think Dr. King would assess our progress of his vision for America? At the core of his vision was the desire to stop hate. He believed that if we could stop hate, then the acts of hate would stop also. I believe Dr. King would give America a higher score on this one. Data shows that hate is being exposed and expelled live on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and thankfully at my school. I know some of you may disagree with me, but remember, progress, not perfection. We are not where we ought to be, but thank God we are not where we used to be. How do I think Dr. King would assess our progress of his vision for America? Dr. King said hate paralyzes, love releases it. Hatred confuses life, love harmonizes it. Hatred darkens life, love is light. So when the data shows how many Americans stood in harmony and released love crisis after crisis, he will say, That's progress. There has been a lot of dedicated individuals over the years that has helped America reach her goal of justice for all. He would be proud to see how far we have come and encourage us to work harder when he compares how it started with how it's going. His assessment will read, progress, not perfection. Thank you.